Healing is weird. You miss people, but you don't want them back. Avinash still had her number saved, not because he planned to call, not because he hoped she would message, but because deleting it felt like erasing a chapter he wasn't ready to pretend never existed. Her name, Divya, sat quietly in his contacts, just like she now existed in his life, present but distant. It had been 5 months since everything ended. 5 months since late-night calls turned into silence. 5 months since good morning texts disappeared. 5 months since he stopped being her person. And yet some days, it still felt like yesterday. Their story didn't begin with fireworks. It began with something softer. Avinash had just joined a new school in the middle of the session. Awkward, unfamiliar, and completely out of place. New faces, new teachers, new routines. Everything felt like a puzzle he didn't know how to solve. That's when Divya stepped in. "Take my notebook," she had said casually, placing it on his desk. "You'll need it to complete your syllabus." It wasn't a grand gesture, but to Avinash, it meant everything. In a room full of strangers, she was the first person who made him feel seen. Days turned into weeks. They started talking, first about studies, then about random things, then about everything. Divya was cheerful, expressive, always full of energy. Avinash was quieter, someone who preferred listening over speaking. But with her, he spoke more than he ever had before. She didn't just give him notes. She gave him comfort. She gave him a sense of belonging. By the end of that year, something had changed. They were no longer just classmates. They had become important to each other, but neither of them said it out loud. Some feelings don't need words until they do. Class 9 started. New books, new pressure, same unspoken connection. Avinash carried his feelings quietly for a long time. He wasn't sure if she felt the same. He didn't want to ruin what they had, but emotions have a way of demanding honesty. After almost 1.5 years, one night, he finally gathered the courage. Not face to face, not in a dramatic way, just a simple message on WhatsApp. "I think I like you more than a friend." His heart raced as he stared at the screen. Minutes felt like hours. Then a reply came. "I was waiting for you to say this." That night changed everything. Or maybe it just gave a name to what already existed. Their relationship felt effortless in the beginning. Endless chats, hidden smiles in class, small moments that felt big. They didn't need grand dates or expensive gifts. A glance was enough. A message was enough. Each other was enough. But reality doesn't pause for love. Studies got harder. Expectations grew heavier. Life became more demanding. And slowly, without realizing, things began to shift. Divya wanted more time. Avinash was trying to manage everything. Studies, family pressure, his own thoughts. He started replying late. She started overthinking more. Small misunderstandings turned into arguments. Arguments turned into distance. "You've changed," Divya said one evening. "I'm just trying to handle things," Avinash replied. "But I feel like I'm not important anymore." That's not true. But somewhere deep down he knew. Things weren't the same. They both were trying. But sometimes trying isn't enough when two people start growing in different directions. Divya needed emotional presence. Avinash needed mental space. Neither was wrong, but they were no longer right for each other. The end came quietly. No big fight, no dramatic goodbye. Just a conversation filled with pauses and unsaid truths. "Maybe we should stop," Divya said, her voice heavy. Avinash didn't argue, because for the first time, he didn't know how to fix it. "Yeah, maybe," he replied. And just like that, something that once meant everything ended. The days after were strange, not empty, not broken, just confusing. Avinash missed her. He missed talking to her after school. He missed sharing small things about his day. He missed the way she understood him without explanations. But at the same time, he didn't want to go back. That contradiction haunted him. How can you miss someone so much and still not want them in your life again? One evening, he opened their old chats, scrolling through memories, laughs, jokes, late-night confessions. For a moment it felt warm. Then he reached the part where things started falling apart. Arguments, misunderstandings, pain hidden between messages. And suddenly it all made sense. He didn't miss everything. He missed the good parts, the beginning, the innocence, the version of them that didn't know how things would end. Weeks turned into months. Avinash slowly started focusing on himself. He studied more, spent time with friends, started understanding his own emotions better. Healing wasn't fast, it wasn't perfect, but it was happening. One day he saw Divya again, in school. She was laughing with her friends, just like before. For a moment, time froze. He expected his heart to ache, but it didn't. Not in the way he thought it would. She saw him too. They exchanged a small smile. Not the kind lovers share, not the kind strangers give. Something in between. Something that said, "We mattered, and that's enough." That night, Avinash sat alone, thinking. And for the first time, he understood something deeply. Healing is weird. You miss their presence, but not the pain they brought. You remember the love, but also the lessons. You feel something, but not enough to go back. Avinash didn't hate Divya. He didn't regret loving her. If anything, he was grateful, because she taught him what it feels like to care deeply for someone. And more importantly, she taught him that sometimes love isn't meant to last forever. Sometimes people come into your life to change you, not to stay. He closed his phone and looked outside. The night felt calm. For the first time in a long time, so did he. And in that quiet moment, Avinash finally accepted the truth. You can miss someone and still choose a life without them. Because healing isn't about holding on. It's about learning when to let go.